Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Our chapter is excretion. We are talking about the human excretion. So far in our previous session, we've discussed the primary excretory organs. So in this session, we move on to the other part, the accessory excretion organs, also known as the secondary excretion organs. So we'll dive into them, starting with the first one, that is the liver. Uh, Although considered just as a secondary or accessory excretory organ, the liver it just plays a vital part in keeping the body clean. So it is the secondary organ, but it plays a vital role in keeping the body clean in a way as follows through the following explanation. First, the amino acids are the end products of the proteins. So excess amino acids they cannot just be stored in the body. Therefore, they are taken from the gut into the liver by the hepatic portal vein. Now, the liver is the one that converts them into the useful carbohydrates that are stored in the form of the glycogen and the ammonia. Now, the ammonia is very poisonous and therefore it must be removed from the body. So that's where the excretion comes. Now, the liver is the one that converts the ammonia into the harmless compound that is called the urea. Now, urea is the one that dissolves in the blood and the one that is transported into the kidney via the hepatic vein where it is removed as the component of the urine. So from there you can see the liver plays an important role for the excretion as it converts the ammonia into the harmless compound called the urea. Then that urea, the one that is dissolved in the blood, and then it is transported into the kidney. Now, the harmful poisons and the chemicals that are either produced in the body or consumed by an individual are broken down and detoxified by the liver. So that's the other use of the liver. It apart from converting the ammonia into the harmless compound, also it helps to break down and detoxify these harmful poisons and chemicals that are either maybe produced in the body or are just consumed by some kind of food. So the liver is there just to detoxify and break down these harmful poisons and help to just excrete them away from the body. So that's the liver. Moving on, the gallbladder. Although the gallbladder just does not have this highly significant role to play in the excretory system, it does have a function that assists the overall process. So that's where it is one of the these secondary excretory organ. The bile, for example, a liquid produced by the liver to break down the waste is placed stored in the gallbladder. So gallbladder is there for the storage of the bile, that a liquid that is produced by the liver. Now, when needed, this bile it is discharged into the small intestine, whose role is just to break down fats, ethanol, and other acidic waste. So that's the use of the gallbladder there. Moving on, let's see the urinary bladder. The waste fluid that is created in the liver and collected in the kidney is transferred into the urinary bladder, where it is temporarily stored until the individual urinates. So the urinary bladder is used just there, acts as the temporary storage for the waste fluid. Now, the urinary bladder provides a short-term solution for storing urine in the form in the body until it is ultimately discharged. So that's the crucial role of the urinary bladder as the secondary excretory organ. Moving on, let's see the ureters. The ureters tubes are of this smooth muscle fiber, whereby they transfer the liquid waste from the kidneys into the urinary bladder. So the ureters are just the secondary excretory organs, as they are just as these tubes that carry the liquid waste from the kidneys into the urinary bladder. We'll see the urinary system in our next sessions. So we are just breaking down these excretory organs. Now, the urine is the one that is removed with the peristaltic movements, which force the urine away from the kidney. And the ureters also, they have these ureter or vesicle valves, which ensure the waste fluid just does not travel back into the kidney. So they have these crucial valves that are there just to ensure the waste fluid, that is the urine, just does not travel back into the kidney. Moving on, let's see the urethra. The urethra runs through the penis and males and serves as the carrier of the semen as well as urine for the ultimate discharge out of the body. So, in terms of the as the excretory organ, it is there just to carry out the urine away from the body. The urethra tube is just shorter in females and is just above the vaginal opening. So the urethra is of different length in the males and females. As in the males, it is longer compared to the females. Moving on, let's see the large intestine. The food particles that are stored in the bloodstream via the small intestine. We know that now the undigested substances are transferred to the large intestine, which essentially serves as the storage organ for the excretory products. Now, the descending, the ascending, and the transverse colons also facilitate the absorption of the leftover vitamins, water, and the salt. Now, the distal straight section, known as the rectum, is used for the storage of the waste products, that is the feces, before they are excreted from the body via the anal canal. So, the large intestine plays a crucial role in excretion of the waste, that is the feces, as it acts as a storage unit for these waste products. So that's all I have for this session of the Sphere. Thank you for listening. We've discussed the secondary, these excretory organs. We have covered up the primary and the secondary excretory organs. So in this session, we are done. And in the next session, we move on to the urinary system as part of the human excretion system. So of the Sphere for this session, and thank you.